Did you know that while 95% of people actually believe they're highly self-aware, research suggests it's really only about 10 to 15%.
Wow, that's a pretty huge gap, isn't it?
It really is. And, this deep dive is for you if you've ever felt that kind of disconnect between who you think you are and who you truly are, or maybe found yourself doing things that just don't quite line up with your best intentions.
Oh, absolutely. That feeling that something's just a bit off, or maybe that our reactions aren't quite what we'd hoped for. That's such a universal thing.
Exactly.
So today, we're taking a deep dive into this really powerful, often kind of underestimated world of self-reflection.
Okay.
Our mission really is to unpack what it actually is, why it's so vital for, well-being and personal growth, what gets in the way, the roadblocks, and most importantly, some concrete, actionable things you can actually do to cultivate this skill for a more, let's say, intentional life.
Helping bridge that gap we mentioned.
Precisely, helping you get that deeper understanding of yourself.
Okay, so let's start there. What is self-reflection at its core? It's not just like staring at your navel.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
It's really about an intentional process, structured even, looking inward to genuinely examine your thoughts, your feelings, behaviors, motivations.
Right.
Think of it like continuously building your self-concept. That's your inner map, your understanding of your traits, abilities, beliefs, values. It's the ultimate personal development tool, really.
And you mentioned self-awareness as the goal. That's not just one single thing, is it?
That's a great point. No, it's not. Researchers talk about two distinct sides we need to work on. First, there's internal self-awareness.
Okay.
That's how clearly you see your own stuff, thoughts, feelings, values, beliefs, and how they fit into your world. And having high internal self-awareness, that's linked to feeling more in control, less stress, anxiety, even depression.
Makes sense. And the other side?
That's external self-awareness. So understanding how other people see you, how you come across.
Ah, okay. That sounds crucial for relationships.
Totally. It's linked to better relationships, more empathy. But here's the interesting bit, the twist. Research suggests there's pretty much no direct link between being high in one and high in the other.
Really? So you could be super insightful about yourself, but clueless about how you impact others.
Exactly that. You might know why you do things, but have no idea how your boss or your partner experiences you. So it's not a package deal. You have to actively work on both.
That explains a lot, actually. It leads to those self-awareness archetypes you sometimes hear about.
Precisely. They paint a really vivid picture. You've got the introspector, high internal, low external, deeply understands themselves maybe, but oblivious to their impact.
Okay.
Then the seekers, low on both, feeling a bit lost, unsure about themselves and how others see them. The pleasers, they're the opposite of introspectors, low internal, high external. So focused on how they're perceived, they might lose touch with who they actually are.
Right, trying to be what others want.
Exactly. And then the goal, the sort of pièce de résistance, is the aware. High internal and high external, truly integrated. That's the sweet spot.
Gotcha. And this ties into emotional intelligence, right? We always hear about the 5 components: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, social skills. You're saying self-awareness is kind of the key.
I'd argue it's the linchpin,
Yeah.
the foundation stone. Think about it. How can you possibly self-regulate, manage your emotions if you don't first recognize what you're feeling and why?
Good point.
And empathy. If you can't understand your own emotional world, how can you genuinely step into someone else's? It becomes almost impossible.
So it really underpins everything else.
It really does. Take a simple everyday example, like you're in a busy coffee shop line. Someone seems to cut in front.
Okay, yeah. Annoying.
Your first reaction might be irritation, maybe even anger, right? That knee-jerk response.
For sure.
But if you pause for just a split second, that self-awareness kicking in, you notice your feeling, and you might look again. Maybe they weren't cutting. Maybe there's just joining a friend who was already there.
Ah, okay. I see.
That little moment of awareness, maybe a touch of empathy, lets you self-regulate. You avoid an unnecessary conflict. It seems small, but scale that up. It hugely impacts how we navigate our days.
Okay, so that lays the foundation really well. Let's talk benefits then, because this isn't just abstract self-improvement, you're saying. There are tangible upsides.
Oh, absolutely. Tangible, incredible benefits for your well-being, even your physical health. For starters, decision-making gets way better.
How so?
Well, when you truly understand your values, your goals, what matters to you, your choices naturally become more aligned with that. And that leads to outcomes that feel much more, satisfying, less regret.
Right. You're not just reacting or following someone else's path.
Exactly. And that alignment naturally spills over into relationships. When you get your own emotional landscape, you can express yourself more clearly, honestly.
And with empathy.
Precisely. Fostering much deeper connections. And critically, it massively improves emotional regulation. Recognizing your triggers, what sets you off through reflection, gives you a better handle on your reactions. You're driving, not just being driven by your emotions.
Okay, and you mentioned physical health too. That's intriguing.
Yeah, it's fascinating. Like studies show journaling, just simple writing about your thoughts and feelings for like 10, 15 minutes for just 2 weeks can actually improve sleep quality.
Wow, just from writing.
Yeah, simple habit, big impact, and regular self-reflection. It's also linked to reduced physical markers of stress and inflammation, things important for heart health, your immune system.
That's huge.
It is. And behaviorally, it can even act as a buffer against the kind of emotional distress that sometimes leads to aggressive reactions.
So calmer mind, calmer body, calmer interactions.
You got it. Plus, it cultivates a more positive outlook. Focusing on gratitude during reflection helps you notice the good stuff more easily, leads to greater happiness, life satisfaction.
And feeling more in control.
Definitely. Practicing mindfulness, which is a core part of reflection, helps you feel more grounded, more accountable for your actions, your goals, more tuned in to your purpose.
Okay, this all sounds amazing. So why? Why is it so hard to do it consistently? That's the big question, right? Like Einstein said, the world as we have created it is a process of our thinking. It cannot be changed without changing our thinking. So what stops us?
That is the crucial question. And often it's less about sheer willpower and more about figuring out the specific roadblock and then building a system to get around it.
Okay, like what are the common ones?
Well, the number one excuse is probably, I don't have time.
Right. Oh yeah. Hear that all the time. Maybe even say it.
We all do. The solution isn't finding magic time, it's making it.
Yeah.
Schedule it. Put it in your calendar like a meeting. Create a specific space for it, even just a chair, and maybe write down why it's important to you. Review that list daily. Make it non-negotiable.
Okay, scheduling it helps. What about distractions? My phone is like a constant pull.
Totally relatable. Beyond just putting the phone away, which helps.
Mm-hmm.
It's about setting a mental boundary. Tell people you need this quiet time and consciously try to drop those distracting thoughts before you start. Know you can pick them up later if needed.
Mentally dropping them. I like that. What about avoiding the tough stuff? Like resistance to actually looking at uncomfortable truths?
That's a big one.
Yeah.
It takes courage, right? And commitment. You have to remind yourself that facing challenges, even uncomfortable feelings, is actually essential for making positive changes. It's part of the growth.
Okay. And sometimes I just don't know where to start. That feeling of lack of clarity.
Yeah, that can be paralyzing. The key is start super simple. Just ask, like, what happened today and how did I feel about it? Maybe keep a couple of simple prompts on your phone or in a notebook.
Just basic questions.
Just basics. For inconsistency, maybe set phone reminders. Repeat your intention each morning and celebrate the small wins. Even just mentally acknowledging you did it, maybe set a small consequence if you miss it.
Okay. Like no dessert.
Whatever works. And perfectionism, feeling like you need some profound insight every time. Just resist editing when you journal. Get it out. It's a process. The benefit comes over time.
Right. Not every entry needs to be a masterpiece.
Exactly. And if things like external pressure, maybe a workplace that doesn't value this stuff or lack of resources or issues, you might need to advocate for it or seek out free online tools, apps, prompts. There's tons out there.
And accountability.
Yeah, sometimes just telling a trusted friend, a mentor, maybe a coach, hey, I'm trying to do this reflection thing regularly can make a huge difference, that little bit of external expectation.
Okay, so we've tackled the obstacles. Let's get into the practical toolkit. What are the concrete techniques we can use, knowing it's an ongoing journey?
Right, it's a practice. One really powerful shift is asking what questions instead of why questions.
What do you mean?
So instead of asking, why do I always mess up in meetings? Which often leads down a rabbit hole of self-criticism.
Yeah, it can.
Ask, what could I do differently next time to feel more confident? Or what were the specific dynamics in that meeting? See the difference.
Okay. What is about observation and future action? Why VN can get stuck in the past or in self-blame?
Exactly. It fosters a growth mindset, focuses on actionable solutions. Examine behaviors and beliefs for what they are, not just judging them.
Makes sense. And journaling, we mentioned that. How much time?
Even 10, 15 minutes daily is powerful. Use prompts if it helps. What went well? What was challenging? What emotions came up and why? What did I learn about myself? How did I show kindness? What am I grateful for? Just process the day.
Good prompts. And mindfulness.
Huge. Mindfulness meditation, even 5–10 minutes daily, trains you to observe thoughts and feelings without judgment. That is building self-awareness muscle.
Okay.
And don't underestimate self-talk, that internal dialogue. You can consciously use it to clarify feelings, organize thoughts, reinforce positive behaviors. You're your own sounding board, essentially.
You're fucking things through with yourself.
Yeah. And actively identify strengths and weaknesses. Use tools like the VIA Strength Survey, or, crucially, ask people you trust for honest feedback. That's key for external self-awareness, seeing your blind spots.
That feedback part can be scary but necessary.
It really can be. A simple exercise. Take a situation. Make 2 columns. How I see myself and how others see me. Ask for feedback. Then compare. The gaps can be incredibly illuminating.
I like that exercise. And you mentioned strengthening the brain.
Yeah, literally. When you practice noticing emotions as they arise, that's training your prefrontal cortex, the thinking part of your brain, to manage your amygdala, the reactive fight or flight part.
So you're overriding the instinct.
In a way, yes. Simply naming the emotion, saying, okay, I feel defensive right now, instead of just reacting defensively, shifts you from pure emotional reaction to more logical reasoning. It rewires those pathways over time for better regulation.
That's fascinating. Now, we should probably touch on the shadow side, right? When can self-reflection become unhealthy?
Yes, that's really important. It's vital. But it can go wrong if it turns into rumination.
Which is?
Just excessive repetitive loops of negative thoughts. Going over and over the same problems without any insight or resolution. Or if it becomes constant self-judgment, harsh self-criticism, just finding fault, or that negative inner voice that just discourages you. Or endless comparison, always feeling less than others.
So what's the key difference between healthy reflection and that negative spiral?
It's the spirit of it. True self-reflection comes from a place of neutrality, curiosity, non-judgment. It's about observing, learning, gaining insight, not beating yourself up.
And if you find yourself slipping into that negativity?
First, practice self-compassion. Seriously, talk to yourself like you would talk to a good friend going through the same thing. Be kind.
Treat yourself like a friend. Good advice.
Then try to redirect your focus. Okay, this feels bad, but what's one actionable insight here? What can I actually learn or do differently? And look, if those racing negative thoughts just won't quit, if you feel stuck in that spiral, please reach out. Talk to someone you trust, or consider seeing a mental health professional. Those patterns can really take a toll.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's bring this towards a close by talking about something really foundational. Core values. You called it the inner compass.
Yes, because understanding your values through reflection is key to navigating life authentically. I love Brené Brown's take on integrity.
Thank you.
She says, integrity is choosing courage over comfort. It's choosing what's right over what's fun, fast, or easy. And it's practicing your values, not just professing them. But you see if you're actually living them.
And you made a point earlier, you don't have separate work values and personal values.
Exactly. You have one set of core values that applies everywhere. Reflection helps distinguish these true core values from, say, aspirational values, things you want long-term, like maybe wealth or excellence when you're just starting out.
Okay.
Or from judgment values, things tied to how others see you, like maybe focusing intensely on success, mainly because you compare yourself to your siblings. Those aren't your deep driving forces.
They're more external or future-focused, not the day-to-day driver.
Right. Your core values are what truly motivate you, day in, day out, fundamentally.
And context matters, right? Like the athlete example. Success as a core value makes sense there. Maybe less so without balance in a team setting.
Precisely. Success for an athlete is expected. In an engineering team, if it's not balanced with teamwork or collaboration, it might cause friction. What's core in one place might need nuance in another.
So the crucial link is aligning actions with these true core values.
That's the payoff. When your work, your relationships, your life choices are out of sync with your core values, that's often where frustration, anger, burnout, even depression can creep in. Self-awareness of your values lets you spot that misalignment. And then you can take steps. Maybe ask for changes in your role, set different boundaries, or even realize you need a completely different environment that does honor what's truly important to you. It's about living with integrity.
Wow. Okay, so wrapping this up, this deep dive really shows that self-reflection isn't just some fluffy concept. It's a vital, practical tool.
The ultimate tool, maybe, for understanding ourselves, building that emotional intelligence, and really enhancing every part of our well-being.
It's a journey, right? Continuous growth, not a finish line.
Absolutely. And by facing those obstacles we talked about, using simple techniques consistently, journaling, mindfulness, asking what's questions, getting clear on values, you really can unlock so much potential. Navigate life with more clarity.
Build a life that feels genuinely authentic.
That's the goal, living with purpose.
Yeah.
So maybe a final thought for everyone listening as you reflect on our chat today. Consider this.
Okay.
What's one small, consistent step you could take starting tomorrow to dedicate just a little time to looking inward? And how might that one small step ripple out? How might it transform an area of your life where you feel maybe a little stuck right now?
That's a powerful question to leave people with, something to really mull over.
Hopefully.
Well, this has been fantastic. We've loved taking this deep dive with you all.
Me too. Great conversation.
And we look forward to exploring another fascinating topic with you next time.